How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. I'm going to be installing a DVD player and a CD player in my Runaway camper. I went to the store and bought a wireless, under the cabinet, Bluetooth CD radio music system. They're not very expensive. It's really a cheap little model, and actually the DVD player was given to me by my son. Now these hook up to electricity, so I'm going to mount a little box on my top shelf that these will go into, and I'll be able to take this box out of the camper and put it in. It'll be movable. I'll be able to move it around a little bit, and that's just how I wanted it. Now, we went to Cass a while back, and my wife likes her TV and she likes music. Well, we were down in that hall and you didn't get any stations on your radio, so we had a little CD player there, and the only thing I had for it to hook up to was batteries. So, and the battery run dead in the radio, and then that left us with pretty much absolutely nothing. So for me to keep her comfortable, I'm going to put in a CD player and a DVD player for her, and I think it'd be pretty nice. So we're going to get working on this thing. All I have to do is build a box big enough for this player here, because the CD player, it's going to fit. It's smaller than this. So I've been messing around here, and I cut a template. This is going to fit on my shelf. If you notice, it has the same shape as the shelf, and it will go in and lock down in the shelf. So you'll be able to move it back and forth this way on the whole entire shelf. So I can put it where I need it for what storage I have. I'll be able to move this thing around. It's not going to be wired in forever. It could be just unplugged and taken out. So we're going to get to, I'll show you how this fits in the camper. Now, here is the cardboard piece that I had made, okay, right here. Now, I made it so it would slip between the ceiling and this board right here, the bottom of that shelf right there. It's got a lip on the shelf, so it will slide in like this, and you'll be able to tilt it down and lock it into place. So then you'll be able to slide it back and forth inside this shelf. Then when you're going down the road, you shouldn't have any problem with this thing. It shouldn't be able to come out of that shelf. And then, like I said, it'd be able to remove it. So I hope you guys understand what I'm doing. Now what I have is some 1/4 inch plywood that it's been laying around in the garage. And I'm going to take this little template that I cut out of cardboard, and I'm just going to trace this guy out. I'm going to trace 2 of these out on a piece of cardboard, and then I'm going to cut them out on the bandsaw. Okay, I got both of the bottom, or both the sides cut, and they'll go sort of like this. Now this wood is really warped up. This is old wood, but we're going to try to make it work. Now what I got to do is I need to set my, this is what my player, the stereo is going to sit on. It's got a bolt to the bottom of this because it's an under the cabinet stereo, and I need a little bit of space underneath of it for the sound to come out, because, well, the speaker's on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. I'm just basically putting it together. When I get it all together, I'll show you how I got it constructed, and then we'll go from there. Alright, our construction is done, and it does not look pretty, but it's warped up. It's old wood. As you can see, it's got paint all over it and everything, but it is the size wood that I need. So that's how I built it. Now you see there's a board goes all the way around the top. And then I glued this, you can see the glue in here. I glued this, would be the top of the stereo. And this is where the bottom of the DVD player is going to sit. So, like I said, you can see this is old wood, and it looks pretty nasty. But we're not done with it yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scuff this up with a little bit of sandpaper. I'm going to shoot some black paint on it, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I got us a little bit of paint on there, and they give you a template. I'll show you what it looks like. It's for the bottom of that stereo, and it's marked out for the holes. So I've laid it down on there. Now when you do this, it's going to tell you where the front of the cabinet is. You can't do that with this. You're just going to have to put it on there and kind of go with the flow, because you got to make sure it doesn't hit the back wall. So it's going to stick out just a little bit more. And then mark all 4 of your holes, and then we'll pull our template off. Now all of our holes are marked with a small punch. That way we could go ahead and drill this thing and get that radio put on. So as you can see, I put a little bit of paint on it. It's looking a little better. Every time we do something, it's going to look better and better and better. So I always say it looks worse before it gets better. So we're going to go ahead and get the holes drilled and get the radio mounted on there. Okay, we got the radio mounted up in there, okay? And the CD player, or the DVD player, is on the top. I noticed when I open the CD player, it's really close to this, so let's see if we get it to open up here. But it does open fine. It just goes right across the top of that board. So what I'm going to do now is I may lift this up just a little bit. I might put a little piece of wood underneath of this to lift it up, because when we built the shelf in there, we had some leftover carpet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to put carpet on this thing. Maybe if I put carpet underneath this, this will lift it up just as much. So I'll be able to wrap the carpet over this too. So that's the goal. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to sure try. So it does look better now than it did earlier. But like I said, we just have to keep working on it until we get it completed. Alright, now this is the leftover glue we had from the shelf, and I had leftover carpet. So I'm going to try to put carpet on this thing. I have a pair of scissors, a carpenter knife. I'm going to use a little staple gun, and I'm going to staple the carpet on to hold it there, and then I'll pull the staples back out when I'm done. Now, I needed the little trowel. I think they gave me a disposable trowel for this stuff. And so I just went over there and got an old putty knife and took the cutoff wheel and just made me a trowel out of a putty knife. And I think this will work better for me because I can clean it and use it whenever I want. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not a carpet layer. I never really done too much of it, so I'm just going to, I think our little knife will work fine. I hope. That's all I have. I couldn't find the other one, so I figured, hey, why not just cut up a putty knife? It's got to be just as good. I don't know how long I have to work with this, but we'll do our best. If we can get carpet on this thing, I think it'll look a whole lot better with a little bit of carpet on it, because that was old wood, and we don't want to see junk wood in our camper, so just gonna do our best with what we have here to work with. We'll be wrapping that thing right around this front here. If we make too much of a mess, we'll get it cleaned up. Hope I'm not putting too much on there. So I'm gonna start off with the carpet. And like I said, I'm not a carpet layer, so I don't know much about it, but I'm going to start off. I don't want any on the bottom, so I'm going to start off by putting it on this edge. And I'll tell you what, you better have some rags handy, because you get this glue on you, then it wants to get on your thing. Now I'm going to put some staples in here, and this is just going to be to hold it until the glue dries. And once the glue dries, we'll take that off. Now you can see I'm getting glue on my hands already, so, and that's probably me because I'm not good at it. I'm not a professional by no means. I'm just a regular old Joe trying to put some carpet on a box. So I'll flip this up. I may even just go to the edge here, make sure I have that edge. I might put a couple staples in this. And like I said, we'll pull these staples out after the carpet dries. It's not too bad. So now I can flip this over and it'll hold it into place. Get that glue rag out of the way. Then I'm going to go right across this front with it. Like I said, guys, I'm probably screwing this thing all up, but it is my camper. So we're going to try to get some of this glue now right across this board here. This should look better than the wood, hopefully. Okay, now we're going to go right across the front with this thing. Make sure you got that rag, get that glue off your hands. We're going to go across, pull this nice and tight. And then we're going to put a couple more. Get this to lay down on there. Couple more staples over here on this edge. And then flip this boy over and do the other side. Now we're going to take this thing and kind of roll it right over top. Then we're going to tighten it up. Smash it down on there good. Then we're going to throw a couple more staples in here, and like I said, just to hold it. Now, we got it looking pretty decent there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and trim some of this up, and then I'll get you guys back. Alright, I went ahead and mounted the radio in, got all the carpet on the best that I could, and took the staples out. So that's how it's going to be. I didn't put any carpet down here because this is not going to be seen. That's what goes over the lip. Then I put a couple little eye hooks in here, one on each side. And then I noticed when I put the, let's see here, when I put the DVD player down in there, it sunk down in too high or too low, and the opener, the little door, hit this thing here. So I got a little piece of wood I'm going to slide right there like so, and then I got just a small bungee cord. I'll hook it on each side, and then my hooks, and then if I get it down in here, and this should hold it from moving out of there. Hopefully it'll sit in there good. So I'm going to go ahead, let's go ahead and put this thing in. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, that's a quick look at it in the camper. It's hard to see it, but anyhow, I think it's going to work out great. And you'll be able to take this, slide it to one side, or slide it all the way to the other side. Wherever you want it to sit, you'll be able to sit it. And we'll tuck the wires up, and I think it'll turn out pretty good. Well, that's my DVD player, my CD player. It's not 12 volt, but anything 12 volts pretty expensive, so that'll do for now. And if I don't want it no more, I could just take it off the shelf and leave it here, or I don't even have to take it with me if I don't want. But it'll give us something to listen to or something to watch while we're out and we have no service, no hookup, no nothing. You'll still be able to play DVDs and CDs. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Till next time.